Hi, welcome back. In our last video, we have done the passenger migration part. Let me continue our tutorial. So here you can see here if you are look at the documentation of the CRED system of employee management here. Okay, this based on the documentation we have to do the project. Okay, very simple, right? So here you can see here after that what I did is after done the migration part, what the thing is do we'll do the we'll do the controller part, right? So how to create the controller? So it's simple, right? So let's copy this. You have to go to the create the controller as a resources controller. So how to create the resources controller? You have to create like this. So I'm going to get the new notepad. So example, we have to modify the code section. Here this is a student. We have to make this one as a passenger. Passenger. The passenger, right? This is not a passengers. Okay, it's a passenger because it's a plural. When you make the controller, you have plural. How to create the controller? PHP artisan make controller. We have to specify the name of the controller. What's the meaning of resource? It's nothing but all the CRED application we have implemented inside these resources. Okay, inside these resources. Okay, if you are import these resources, okay, this this uh, these resources reside on that 6 following operation, which is a store, create, update, delete, view. All the CRUD based operation is reside on this method, which is a resources. So let's copy this command, right click and paste on this. So here also you can you can modify it. I just get the notepad and modify. I just explain you how to create the controls. Okay, this is the efficient way to have to make the controller section. Right, press enter key on your keyboard. Now you will be able to see the controller has been created successfully. Right, so here the problem here. Okay, sorry, I haven't run the exam server. That's why it's a problem. Okay, you have to make sure if you are running this Spring server, right? Okay, now exam is I forgot to connect to running. That's why. Right now, like again, I'm going to stop it. Again, run the command. Right. So what you're going to do is it will be created here. It's created successfully. So you can say after create the control, you can go to the app folder, HTTP. Here the passenger controller is there. This is the control you have created. Right. You successfully now you have created the controller successfully. Now what you're going to do is these are here. If you have created the controller, you have all the method uh, based on the control is created successfully. Here these are the 6 method will be created, right? So now what you're going to do is now the control is created successfully. Now I'm going to go to create the model. So model also how to create a model. Okay, right click, right? So here you have to make this model which is the passenger. It's a model. Okay, what is the model which is this is the part where communicate with the database and it will be retrieving the data from the database and passing to the view, right? Passing the respective view. Okay, get the data from the database, passing the respective view. That work done by this using this model. Right, you understand what is the purpose of model, right? So after that, after create the model, you will be able to see model is created where you go inside the app folder where there is a folder which name is models. Go inside the models folder, there is a file which name is passenger. We go inside the passenger .php, you can see the blank model. Okay, here you have to add the database schema. So how to add the database schema? You can see go to my documentation. This is my documentation. You just copy this documentation and back here you have to paste it over here. Here you can see you have to specify the database table name, which is a passengers. So passengers, right? So the airline reservation system, one entity called passengers, right? So second entity calls flight details, flight master, right? So the first thing is a uh, passengers table. There is a unique ID, which is a primary key called as ID, right? After that, there is a 3 columns. What are those? Okay, so if you have forgot it, you go to my documentation, which is a name. The ID should be auto increment. We don't need to specify the ID. The rest of the field is must name, age, gender, and contact number. Right. So you don't get this one over here. You already done the migration part. Go inside the database folder. There is a migration folder. There is a migration part. Okay, these are the columns. This one I just copy and paste it over here. Name. Second one is a age. Okay. After that, gender. After that, phone number. These are the fields, right? So let's save all the things we have saved. We have save all everything. Now what you are going to do is we have model is cover about the things. Now I'm going to moving to my the view part, right? View, where I'm going to create the view. You have to create the view inside the layout folder. You have to create the layout folder. There is a file which is a .blade.php. Inside the file you have to here. You have to create the layout folder, right? There you have to create the file app.blade.php, right? Okay, so let me create those things, right? So what you're going to do is there, go to my layout folder. So where's the here resources views, here where I'm going to create the folder which is a layout. Inside the layout folder I'm going to create the file which is a app.blade.php. This is the blade file which is a template file, right? So all the section will be here. I just copy the same file. You can get the code over here. Okay, so you no need to worry about this one. So you can see here this is simple HTML format, right? So here in VS Code you have to generate this code. Hold on the shift key down and press one key, press tab key on your keyboard, it will be generated, right? So I already copied here, I already done it. Okay, so here it automatically generated. Here you have to include this styles and yard. Yeah, this what is this? What is the meaning of this? I'm going to get rid of these lines. We don't need them. Only you have to keep yard. What does yard mean? Okay, so this is the template file. This template file which we include the header section and footer section, but the body section would be changed for each and every pages. The content should be different. If it's a imagine if you have a about us page, there is a the content should be different, and contact us page there is the contact form should be there. So there the pages will be different. Okay, when you visit the page, the content will be displayed according to the page you are visiting. Okay, if your home page has a different content, about us different content, contact us page different content, service there are different content, so that the the header and footer section both are same, but the middle section would be different. Okay, that is the things we have called as shield. It's called a shield content. Okay, so this content page which will be we have created. After that, what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to create the inside the view folder, we have to create the libraries folder. Okay, you have to go to my here, say the view, there is a folder which is a libraries folder. This library folder, I'm going to create script.play.php this page. So this one, I just copy this, paste it over here. This one I'm going to get this from Bootstrap library. So here, if you want to find this one, here we have to name it as JS. So here, this one where you are going to get scripts mean the JS style. If it's a bootstrap, yeah, I'm going to implement the bootstrap. So we have to go to the respective website, which is a bootstrap. Bootstrap. Okay, bootstrap. Read the docs. So here you can see the bootstrap styles. Okay? These styles I'm going to copy. This is the JavaScript. This is the CSS. Okay, this JavaScript code I just copy and paste on here. right? You have to edit this one in Laravel stack.js, right? After that, I have to import the another one which is a script styles dot blade dot php. Just styles. This one also you have to edit the styles. This is a bootstrap style. You have to add this stack which is a CSS, right? So this both you have added. This both file you have added. You have to call it inside here. This blade. Okay, the inside the attack we have to call it the CSS, and body tag we have to call it as a JS. So okay, so you have to write include. Okay, in your core PHP you already studied what's a include, right? If you are header section, you have to create the separate file. Footer section you have created by the separate file. So those files you have to put into one file. Okay, both things, instead of putting one page, why we are putting like this, we reduce the code snip. Okay, this is efficient way. This code is written by separate file. The footer section is different file, separate file. It's very simple, right? So here just copy this, you have to paste it over here. These things we have to include this one, so include it over here. Right, that's it. Now let's file save all things you have done it successfully. Script and style, all the things are done successfully. Now what you are going to do is you have to create the another section, index.date.php. This page, where I'm going to create this one. I'm going to create a page which is a views pages index.date.php. This page I'm going to put it this one. Copy the clipboard. This one I'll paste it. After that, I'm going to create another page which is a edit.date.php. This page. Here also I'm going to paste this one, this content as well. Right. So I'm going to explain. Don't worry. Right. So here I'm going to explain. Inside the pages folder, we have created two different pages. What's the index page and edit page? Index page you can see here. You can see there's a index page. This page I'm going to make this one as a passengers. So passengers. So this page will be the passengers, right? Okay, passengers. Right. So here passengers, you can see here the passengers. So here you can see the, here's got the passenger store. What's the spelling? Passenger. Okay, the passenger store. Here also name. What are the passengers attributes? Name. Another thing is a name, age, gender, and contact number. Age, it would be age, name, this one should be the gender, now I'm going to go to the gender part. So I'm going to make the validation. So instead of doing the label, I'm going to make this one as a select, put it over here, this one, and make it as gender. Select all, or on the shift tab key and aligned this one to gender male, female, that's it. male, female, male, female. Right, that's the thing you have to do it. So here this one should be gender, name, age, what are things, contact number, this is a phone number, right? That's it, that's the thing you have to do it. So here what I put it in our models also, phone, right? Perfect, we done, the things are perfect. Now let's go back to my project. Right, so after that what I'm going to see, mail, phone number, we need a register button. Here the table structure, so here this is the form, you can see here, you can say layout.app mean, first you have to, I am going to explain now the index.blade.php. First you have to implement the app.blade.php. So here what you're going to do is this one, inside the layout folder we have app, so you have to put it here, layouts. So not layout, you have to write what the folder name you have to give, layout. So you have to give the layout app, which is a file. If you call this all the things are coming. Heal content mean, this heal content should be this section, this content, right? First start with the container, right? Close the container, right? Okay, so what you're going to do is here, you can see start div class container, this we have to close it. So here we have to name it as, this one is a passenger, which is heading, right? So heading, so the form would be look like this way, this is a form look like, so that's why I make the design. So this is the design. So here you have to leave some spaces, so you have to see the, in bootstrap when you are splitting the columns, you have to 8, the altogether is 12, we have to divide it, okay, 8. So I have to cat 8 width, okay, 8 is enough for us, right? Here inside here we have to make the form design, simple form design. So it's a form, right? So this form consists of name, age, gender and phone number. It has one button, register button, right? When I click the register button, it goes to the passenger controller store action method, right? Okay, after that we have a table. The table is starting here, table is closing here. So the table has these following columns: name, age, gender, phone number, action. So here we have tried, this one should be the passengers, you have tried this one about, here you have tried the plural, you have tried here singular, passenger, you get passenger, passengers name, age, age, or you have to give us this gender, this is passenger, you have to make this one also the passengers, right? So what I did here is, here when you load the table you have to make it the loop, right? So these things we have to study the controller section. Okay, so I'm going to go to create a controller we have already created. So controller table, so this is the all the things are there. So I just done the things. I am going to explain this one, so I just copy this, I will explain it. For the passenger controller, this is a method, we have to paste them, we have to call it, right? So what, this all the source code I provide, don't worry. So you have to call it here, this one should be the passenger, the passenger, we have to call the model, which is a passenger model, which is a, you write like this, this passenger model equal to here. So here this passenger we are call it over here, but this was right. So here this constructor, this passenger, we have to call this, we get the data from the model and passing to the controller. Controller is the part where it should be passing to the views, right? So model is coming from where? The passenger here, from here, right? It is coming from here. It will be passing to here, right? Passing to here. Okay, so here passing to here. So how to get the data? So here this one should be the response passengers. Passengers mean response passengers mean what's a table you have created. So that we have to open up our database table. This is table. Here click admin. This is my DB airline. This is my database. So okay, you can see that this is the table DB airline, right? So DB airline. This is the passengers. This is our table. So this table name, I'm going to put it here. The passenger. Right, getting to this passenger over here, get all the passenger details, passing to here, it passing the index page, pages, index page, right? The same thing here, the passenger, this passenger, passing to here all the request, right? This is passengers here, this passing to here, right? Passengers, here this one should be passenger. I'll be explained, don't worry. Get the modify it. Right. Now you have done the things well. Now you can see here, now let's run the project and I'll be explaining it whether it's working fine or not. We already project is running on, I think. We'll close them, this all things. I'm not running back. PHP artisan save. It's running. Now let's check it back. Now here it won't run because we haven't set the route as well. Right, so the route we haven't set it. Right, so you have to set the route. When the route is coming, passengers. Don't worry, I'll be explaining it. Go to the routes. The route which is nothing but defining the path. If the URL is coming slash passenger, it goes to the respective controller, which is which controller? This passenger controller. It goes to the respective controller. We have to put the path where your controller is resided. You have to put the path where your controller is resided. Okay. How to put the path. Now let's check it back. Now your page is running. You can see here your page is running. This is the address where your page is running. Let's slash passenger. You type passenger, it goes to the respective page. What's the error? It will be indicated here. This is the error here. First you have to read the error. Here goes to that page, passenger.model page. Get rid of this line and control S to save. The error go away. Now rest back to the application. Now here the page is displayed successfully. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to passenger name. I'm going to enter the passenger name Raghu, age 40, male, phone number, something like that. Click register button. The problem is this, because the thing is when you are dealing with the here, this is very much when you are work with the Laravel, this is a drop down. So if you are input, if this is the male mean 1, female mean 2. If you are write like this, so if you are make the data type as a boolean, so that's what we know needed. So if it is a string data type, if it say male or female, so here you have to make it as a nullable. right? So the nullable, so here where's the nullable? Here, this one you have to make it as nullable. So what you're going to do is here I'm going to this one, all things I get this one, copy this, I'm going to again I will have to delete them here, right? Again I'm going to recorrect it, don't worry, right? So I'm going to, this is the fields, right? This fields, okay, these are the fields. This is make it as your nullable. Simply you have to modify it rather than re-migrate it. You have to simply you write like this. So here in database also we have a database. Where's my database? So here my database, I nothing, I'm not adding any data, so that we have to easily do the things simply. This is a table. I'm going to delete them, delete both here and there. Okay, that's a simple way, right? We have done it. Again I'm going to go to create the rating the migration command, create the passengers table migration command. I ran the small mistakes, so here you added these things again. Simply you have done it, right? So if you make the changes, it's nullable. Right now that's the thing you have to write it. So now again we have to go to the passenger table. What's the problem? Okay, the problem is here I haven't migrated. Run the migrate command. Sorry, which part is migrate? Migrate. We haven't migrated the table. That's why the table has been migrated successfully. Now back it here. Right, it's working. Raghu, age 34, male, phone number, something like that. Click register button. Here, registration has been completed successfully. Right. So these are the problem while you are doing the project you have usually getting. Okay, you have to have a good knowledge to solve the problem. When the problem is occur, you have a good enough knowledge to uh, solve the problem, right? Okay, so I hope you have understood the things well. Okay, so how the models works, how the controllers and everything. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next lecture in tech.